Hey everyone, welcome to the Localite podcast, your go-to place for where to go, what to eat, and who to meet in Alamance County and all the surrounding areas for the week of July 27th through August 2nd. I am your host, Tyler Smiley. This week we're talking music, puppets, consignment, and wearing whatever the hell you want to wear. Let's dive into it. Just a quick note, my wife picked up this really cool consignment map at Salvage Sisters this past weekend or a couple weekends ago. If you haven't been there, highly recommend. It's like a general consignment store. I got this really sick hat here. Obviously, my last name's Smiley, so I had to cop that hat. But the little guide itself, it has like 15 of the consignment stores in the area. We don't have a link for this or anything, but obviously if you go to any of these consignments, I'm sure they're going to have this. This one's dated 2025, but the cool thing I liked about it is there's like a map on the back of it, so you can kind of see if you wanted to plan like a trail, to go to all these spots. Definitely something really cool. It's a hobby of ours is to go to these consignment stores or these antique stores and kind of on top of buying things, but it's kind of like a really cool museum because you kind of get to see either things from your past, but also it's things that you haven't seen ever. So it's kind of a really cool experience. I know it's popping off here lately because it's becoming really trendy to do, but if you yourself are a big fan of it, go. I know you can definitely get these at Salvage Sisters, so go pop in there, tell them that we said hey, and pick up one of these. Definitely a really fun afternoon. You guys, we asked, you guys delivered. Going into what we're calling the new segment, Locals on Localite. Samantha wrote in on Instagram, a fan of the show. Big shout out to Samantha. She wrote in her favorite spots in Alamance County include Love and Tacos in Graham. She also mentioned Smokehouse at Steve's Market in Graham as well. Can definitely recommend that on my end. Love their food. Their brunch is really solid as well. And then she also, one of her top 3 spots was Junction on 70 in Mebane, specifically the Grandma's Pizza. So, again, if you have a spot that you would like to shout out, and we want to hear from you, let us know. So, again, Samantha's number 1 spots. If you can hit up these spots, let us know what you think. She loved Love and Tacos in Graham, Smokehouse in Graham as well, and Junction on 70 in Mebane. Diving into what we got going on this week, we had the great opportunity of sitting down with Donovan Zimmerman, co-founder of Paperhand Puppet Project, in their workshop to promote their new production, The Wild Wisdom of the World, of which you'll see them perform on August 7th through September 27th in Chapel Hill. Here's this little snippet of that conversation. What are your 2 to 3 top favorite spots in the area? It can be restaurants, stores, shops, anything like that.
And in Alamance.
It could be Alamance. We have a little border. It's the surrounding areas.
Okay, no, I can go with Alamance. I spend quite a bit of time down here at my local pub. Not quite a bit of time. Sometimes I go to the Eddy, which is a good little spot that has an incredible view of the river because it sits up high on a top of the 3rd floor of the mill. So that's a good spot. I really like Press up in Graham.
Ooh.
That's one of my favorite spots to just get a crepe and a coffee. So what other things besides restaurants?
You could do stores. There's like a gym.
Oh yeah. Well, I should go to the gym, but that's not happening. I'm just trying to do my puppet making workout regime. Yeah. That's a bit weird, but let's see. Gosh, I really like Cedar Rock Park. I think that's a beautiful spot. I like to go there, and I like to walk up Bass Mountain. I think that's all in Alamance. It's a really nice. Feels like you're in the mountains.
Is it Cane Creek?
Yeah,
Cane Creek. Yeah.
That place.
Yeah, they got that watchtower over there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Full episode of that interview will be released this Thursday. Be on the lookout for that. And let's dive into editor's picks. Take it away, Chris.
What's up, everybody? It's Chris Joyce here, editor of the Localite podcast, back again with another edition of Editor's Picks. Two things I want to say at the top. One, Editor's Picks is now a weekly segment. And the next thing I want to say is that I do not have a show I would like to highlight this week, but I thought it would be fun to instead do an album review. If you caught my July edition of this segment, one of my picks was this band called Tiger Bear Wolf, and they recently released their first album in 21 years. These guys are originally from Greensboro, so their band fits very neatly into our little niche we have on the show. I really dig this album. As a wannabe guitarist, the things that kind of stick out to me the most when I'm listening to music is the guitars, and I think the guitar work on this album is really cool. They kind of do this thing where one guitar is like panned hard to the right and the other is panned hard to the left, and they're kind of doing different things, but at the same time they really complement each other. And then at certain points they'll hit like the same riff in synchronization, and it like hits so much harder. The songwriting structure is kind of progressive, like just not really verses and choruses in the traditional sense you would kind of think of. I really like songwriting structure like that because I think it really takes you on a journey, takes you on a ride. You really don't know where it's gonna end up. It was giving me big like 60s rock vibes. It was really reminded me of like Hendrix, Cream, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I was even saying to Tyler earlier today that I feel like you could drop any of these songs in a movie about Vietnam and no one would be the wiser. So if that's your thing, I'd highly recommend this album. If you're like me and you like collecting vinyl, you can go pick up a copy out on their Bandcamp page. I'll link to that in the description. I also know they follow us on Instagram, so maybe down the line we could get them on for an interview. And that's going to do it for me this week. Editor Chris signing off. As always, fuck Ticketmaster, and I'll see y'all next week. Back to you, Tyler.
And then going in from there, we got the Curated Calendar of the Week brought to you by Smiley Plumbing Company, a service that leaves you smiling. Wednesday, July 29th, Burlington Sock Puppets hosting the last game of the year. They're playing against the Danville Otterbots. Game starts at 7 p.m. Would love to see, I was thinking about this, last game of the season. One, what the hell is this county going to do? Because, again, that's like the number one thing to do with this summer is to do things at the Sock Puppet Stadium. No beef with that at all. Again, I think some people are taking it as like, I have something against it. It's just kind of funny that everyone's gravitating to this one spot. So now going into from summer into fall, the winter, where's everyone going to go? We're going to hopefully find that out. But I actually thought about it. I was like, it'd be really sick to have somebody from the baseball team maybe next year, starting next season, be on the show. Would love to have them for an interview. Maybe Sock Squatch can be on the episodes. We don't know. But going back to the game, again, game starts at 7 p.m. There's a slight chance of rain on Wednesday, but I don't think that should do anything. We all know how the weather is around here. It seems to just go around us. I don't know what void it was in this area for the weather. I remember being a lifeguard and it would just always pass us by. Friday, July 31st, downtown listening party hosted by Main Street Vinyl. And it's not downtown, but it's being hosted at the JR Cigar Outlet. So I imagine it's going to be in that little lounge back there. Event starts at 6 p.m., ends around 9 p.m. Come and listen and even bring an album of your choosing to love and share. If you don't have an album, obviously just come on by and take a listen. If you bring a canned food donation, you have the potential of winning a prize. All the donations for said event will benefit the Allied Churches of Alamance County. And there's no stipulations. You can bring whatever genre, whatever era you want. Chris got me on a really sick album. We obviously shouted him out. The Tiger, I'm going to butcher it. I'm going to butcher it for sure because I can't remember what animal is first. I'm pretty sure it's Tiger Bear Wolf. But the album that we listened to, which was the Wolf album, really solid. Things that you really want to do. I do wonder if these events, and we've talked about it in the past, Chris and I, that these like analog events are definitely going to take off at some point. So take advantage of this, especially in the digital age. Go there, unplug, enjoy human interaction, especially on record. Like, again, it's analog completely together listening to music. So that should be really sick. Saturday, August 1st, the Salvage Shop Sales Event. It's open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you get a chance going, like we talked about at the top, this is another antique opportunity to go hit them up. They are doing a huge sale, 20% off vintage and antique furnitures inside, and it's going to be inside the World War II Quonset Hut. For those who are unfamiliar, Salvage Shop was created by the Preservation Alamance to save house parts and kind of, saving them from going into the dumpster and giving these items a completely new life. So that should be really cool. And then additionally, on Saturday, August 1st, Dress for the Wrong Occasion Party. This event is being hosted at Powerade Arcade and Bar in downtown Graham. From their words, do you have an item or an outfit that you have been dying to wear but have nowhere to wear it? Or do you have a dress that you have only wore once? This is your chance to shine. Event starts at 7 p.m. Again, Powercade is a really cool arcade bar. If you get a chance, go downtown Graham and do that. If we're going to kind of summarize this whole episode, what you should do is go to one of these antique stores. If you obviously the item I'm imagining that they're thinking is everyone's going to show up in wedding dress or wedding attire because we only wear that once. If you get a shot, go to one of these antique stores or one of these thrift stores, pick out some items, wear those. Do like the weird challenge where you guys just like randomly select an item out of the bin and then make a combination and wear that to this event. So that should be really fun. But that's all we've got for you this week. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. Please share it with family. Please sure to follow us on all of our socials, subscribe, leave a review especially on Apple. Give us like a 5-star review. That'd be really sick. Give us any review. It'd give us something to talk about. If it's 1-star review. If you attend any of the events or meet any of the people in this week's episode, let them know that you heard it from us, Localite. If you have any suggestions for events, activities, or people you'd like us to highlight, let us know. Send us a message, send us an email. We'd love to shout them out. Support the show because this whole show is brought to you by people and locals like you. So we have a PayPal account, so if you want to leave us a tip. This episode was edited by the incredible Chris Joyce. I am your host, Tyler Smiley, and you were listening to the Localite podcast. Have a great week. Full episodes of the Localite podcast are available on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and all major podcasting platforms. See you there.